I was a very, not very, I was a normal child. Just a little shy, a little sensitive, but there was nothing special to me, other than that I was automatically good at school, from elementary school all the way to the last day of all my life schooling. I've been good. When I was 10, or before I turned 16, I wasn't different. I would talk about celebrities with other children or teens of my age. And just talk about anything. So I would say very normal kid, other than being good at school. If there was anything particular about me was, well, all alone I've been somehow drawn to writing, and I'm good at it, even if I don't get high scores from academic writing, because I don't enjoy any bit of it. But I do write on my own, and I love writing lessons. And if there's anything really particular about me, was one day, one afternoon, in the elementary school, every I think Thursday afternoon, we would have a library class where we would spend 1 or 2 classes in the library just reading whatever we wanted to, which I today still feel very grateful for, even if that didn't last. That was just maybe about 2 semesters, I don't remember. And then we would just literally get to read anything. Well, back then I was also a very curious kid, and I would just read things that I wouldn't read today, because today I find them too creepy, the mysteries of the world, and there are many creepy stories in there I've read. Many I know are made up just to scare you. But anyways, one day I was just sitting there, and this thought or knowing or whatever it was creeped up my mind. I just knew for absolutely sure that I wouldn't die because I'm an alien. And I kept it as a secret that I would save it till the very last day of elementary school to tell my best friend. I thought it was something big, because I was so sure I wouldn't tell it to anybody. I never told it to anyone else. In fact, I didn't even tell her. Like one day, long before the last day of elementary school, as we were just walking around, think back to the classroom, we were talking about something, and all of a sudden it was a topic kind of relevant to this secret of mine, and I just said to her bluntly, I said, I won't die. She looked at me and she thought about, I don't know what she was thinking, but she didn't respond to this. We were probably 11, 10, I think 10, 11, that was it. What I have never expected was that this belief of being an alien would somehow be reinforced by my life experience, or like where I would find myself truly like an alien more and more, especially the year I turned 16. I've always felt this urge in me of doing something that's really, really big in the world. And I know that not everybody has this feeling, because some people would talk about their dreams, would write about their dreams on their social media profile. I would read them, and then some would say, I want to have a house of my own, or some say, I want to have a farm, I want to be a doctor, this and that. But really, what's in me is there's something big that I'm up to, even though I might know more or less of what it is vaguely, but not specifically, not anymore. And I've felt this urge ever since I was a kid, 6, 5. And for a while, because it's such an abstract feeling. To a kid, it's not understandable. And for a long while, I've interpreted as this need to become famous. So for a while, I've really wanted to become famous. And for me, back then, it was to become like a celebrity-like person, to be a singer or an actor. It just was never supported by my family. Oh, I haven't mentioned my family yet. The crucial year of my life was when I turned 16, and this urge in me transformed and turned me into a very profound philosopher. I started to have very deep questions, and that no one else around me ever seemed to have had thoughts about. And I would read books. I loved reading, because that was basically one of the only entertainment that I had in school. The biggest. Other than walking around in the campus when it was empty, and writing and listening to some music, or just traveling in my mind. And I read, and I thought, and I knew from then on that for the rest of my life I would live for love and truth. Because love was important, even though I didn't know what it was. But I knew, it was important. And I knew that I would be in pursuit of truth for the rest of my life. So I'm a very idealistic individual, and it's a highly positive term for me. I'm not using it in a negative way at all, and I love idealists. And I follow my feelings. I live following my feelings. I don't plan. Very spontaneous, and I live for meanings and profound things that really matter. Like figuring out the big questions about our world and existence. And relationships must be based on authenticity rather than any kind of exchange of interests. So I basically look like a black sheep in everybody that I've ever known in my whole life, including my family. It's impossible for them to understand me. I would look like I came from a different world or what, but they wouldn't even understand that. I think people are just annoyed that I wouldn't live the way they would live it, like prioritizing survival above everything else. For me, life is the least important thing. I never understood the phrase, such as treasure life because you only have one life or blah blah blah. I don't care about life. Life is like a tool for me. It's just a tool for me to be, you know? That's not something to be treasured. What you do with it is more important than being alive. And if being alive has to conflict with what I want to do, then I prioritize what I want to do. I'd rather be dead than just staying alive, not doing anything that truly matters to me. I don't give a damn. And that's not understandable at all to anybody that I've known in life. They do not even begin to attempt to understand it. They don't. And so since then, I've grown into a very lonely person, you know? Disconnected from physical beings around me. All the way till today. As soon as I graduated from high school, I started to become depressed. One of the two reasons is just this relationship with my family, or my mother, actually just my mother, biological mother. Not that I have a different mother, it's just odd for me to feel like she has any relation to me. Like, she never abused me, no, nothing. She took care of me. She was, like a normal mother. She did nothing wrong. It's just that we just can't get along for the reasons I've said so. And I would say she didn't mean to abuse me, but the way she treated me was really uncomfortable for me, because I'm a very sensitive person, and she was very loud and very angry, irritable. So I'm this messy, intuitive, spontaneous individual, and she's very planned, tidy, pragmatic. We're just really like aliens for each other. I mean, I can totally understand her. I think she's simple. She's just like everyone else I've met in my life. Just wants the simple things and prioritizing life itself, being alive. And I'm not. I guess I'm an alien to her, but the thing is, she didn't even understand that I was an alien. She didn't even see me at all. She could not see me, but she could just see how I was not what she would like me to be, I guess. And she wanted it like for my good. She wanted me to be, because for her, happiness is being financially free, or yeah, that. So she would have prioritized that and would want me to do the same. It's not her fault, even though I do resent her every now and then now looking back. But I know that she was just being her, you know. I was depressed because I was in a world really that seemed to exist on the total opposites of my values. Wow, you can imagine it very clearly. So I was just really depressed during my university years. That was for the very first time in my life I was not top of the class. I would skip classes as many as I could, and I would skip all the homework assignments that were not absolutely necessary. And I would only study right before exams, just sneaking and being very depressed, and trying my very best every single day on the internet, searching for people that could begin to understand me, which just failed and over and over and over and over again. I was alone and lonely and stubborn. But I guess the universe really took care of me. It kept me alive in one way or another. After I changed school and country more than once, I ended up in the UK on my own. I was trying to study psychology, because for me that was the way to pursue that truth about the world. But right before I stepped on that path officially, one night I was just sitting with a friend I met then, and we were just watching some videos, and I thought that video was particularly interesting, and I saved it to watch with him. And it was a video I thought was about psychoanalysis, because I was into psychoanalysis. It looked like a interesting psychoanalysis video. But I clicked in it and we watched, and it was about manifestation. Something that I seem to have heard of, but actually I had never heard of, because all my life I've received education strictly based on physicalism or materialism philosophy, like science, stuff like that, math, evidence. That was new to me. And the way that the guy was talking about it was specifically intriguing. He wasn't wearing any fancy clothes. Otherwise I wouldn't even be interested in the video, because, I think to me then, knowing absolutely nothing about spirituality or anything like that, the stuff would sound like only uneducated people would believe in, like many people would say. So that guy was just wearing a just very plain clothes and looking very serious. So that's what I think really intrigued me. Like, I don't know. I think it was just the orchestration of the universe. It just got me into it in this very particular way. And my friend knew about manifestation, so he told me a little bit about it. I was still a little kind of confused, but really intrigued. Anyway, we didn't really discuss it further. It just went away. But then I searched more about it because it sounded really interesting. Manifestation was like creating something in this physical world using consciousness and intention. Like, I really intrigued and I searched for it. And somehow I really bought into it. Like it. And then that's how I was led into more about spirituality, literally step by step. I got into that first, and then something else showed up, and then something else, and then something more. And the turning point, the biggest turning point was one day I saw this comment in a Facebook group that said, you should check out the Next Level Soul podcast. So I searched for it because I was running out of the things to watch. And then the first, I'd say, podcast, the first episode happened to be one about near-death experience, something I had never heard of. And I listened to it. I remember I was just alone in the kitchen and listening to it, and my world changed upside down then. I was flabbergasted. I was totally shaken and extremely excited, intrigued. So for the next, I don't know how many months, maybe 4 months of my life, I immersed myself maybe at least 10 hours a day, learning everything I could, like learning everything that I felt drawn to on YouTube about spirituality, or anything that came up, that showed up that I felt drawn. It included books, and thousands, maybe not thousands, I don't really know by now, but at least hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hour-long videos, you know. I literally exhausted the content on YouTube about spirituality, like anything you could learn about it that I was drawn to. And I don't think that those things showed up literally randomly, but maybe it was all arranged, like the videos were chosen for me rather than they just showed up randomly. I was so hungry, excited, and passionate that I wanted to know everything. I did nothing but just eat, watching videos, and sleep for 4 months. And during which I totally dropped that path that I was going to be on. because I've become a totally different person, and I've known things that I had never known before, that I never dreamed of knowing. Because I had so many big questions about the world and our existence that I didn't believe that anyone could answer. Like the whole humanity, I thought till the end of humanity nobody would be able to find out about these because they were so big. So big. And I remember one night, like months before that, before spirituality happened to me, I was just sitting alone in the living room and I was thinking about this. It just got so depressing. Because thinking about, and creepy and scary, but thinking about how big and how far we are to truth. And that was the only thing that I lived for. And it was just, I couldn't continue thinking about it because it was just kind of really scary to think about that. And fast forward to my dive into spirituality and having all more questions than I could have ever asked for answered for me, and which changed my life in a matter of I'd say half a year. Everything started at the end of March. I still remember it. The end of March of 2023 to October, it was 6 months. During the 6 months, I became a totally different person. I mean, I still am me, but liberated, spiritual, eye opened, mind opened, and heart opened. But I actually got lost. What I did, I dropped that path and I moved back to my country, which where I am now today. Well, I guess this was guided too, because I just came across some posts on the internet about a specific place where I am. I thought I wanted to go there, which is here. Because there were such extremely beautiful pictures. I was so drawn. As I got here and led to this specific place where I've been living. But I just don't know anymore what to do about my life. I changed country and I no longer know anyone on this planet. No one knows where I am, or they don't know me anymore. They're not friends anymore. I've changed country and lost contact with them for one reason and another. And I never had many friends. I had just 2 friends that were, by my standard, they were not friends. Because I have very strict standard when it comes to personal relationships. They're only best friends and just acquaintances. And I've never had best friends since elementary school. So it didn't matter to me. I've been alone all my life and lonely. The thing is, I still have, I would say, one last question about our existence that's more urgent than any other ones. And I no longer know what to do later on with life. I literally feel like I can die any day because there's nothing I'm attached to on this planet, because I know no one. I have no one in my life, and I have no plans. It's been quite a while, almost 2 years. I'm not doing anything. I don't want to do anything. There's nothing that really drives me anymore. And I'm scared that what if this just goes on forever, goes on until I run out of my savings. And I don't want to just get a job just to stay alive. Like I said, the last thing I want to do is that. I'd rather just... I'd rather hang myself if nothing happens. If I have to run out of my money and nothing happens, no direction shows up, no one shows up. But I think something's gotta show up, because that's how it works, right? And it's not that literally nothing happened during these past 1.5 years. I grew so much. I'm a different person than the one 2 years ago, even if during these 2 years I have had no relationships, friendships, or anyone. Even though every day I really try so hard to, like, in any way that I know to maybe somehow find someone, you know? Well, I don't try as hard as before, because I've tried really hard before, and I know that it's not how it works. It doesn't matter how hard you try, if it's not the right time, it just doesn't matter what you do, you know? So I've sort of just loosened, you know, I don't care. I really care. I really wish somebody would show up, but, you know, they don't. There's nothing I can do, you know? Nothing I can do. Maybe no one will show up. I don't know. Don't be that pessimistic. I have zero idea where my life would lead. I don't know if I should be excited or scared. I'm mostly scared. Scared that nothing would happen. Not that something would happen. Scared that nothing would happen, and I would just have to end up being a waiter in a restaurant or something like that, just to survive. And I really don't want to, but I guess just something just has to show up, right? But then there's just voices in my head that says, what if not? Maybe not. It looks like it's not. It's been so long, and why would it? But the thing is, you know, I've experienced crazy things in my life, so, like, I've experienced impossible things. Just one impossible thing in my personal life, so I just look up to that, you know. When my mind starts to tell me, okay, nothing's gonna happen, I just try to look back at that thing that happened and say, if that happened, which is the most impossible thing in the world, it happened, then anything could happen. Miracles could happen, and I believe in miracles. I believe in magic. Because now there's really nothing that I can't say that I don't believe in anymore, because I've known that the reality of reality and there's literally no limitation to things. Anything could happen. It's just sometimes sometimes just my mind just talks and talks. My mind never stops talking. It just makes me really nervous and worried. But I've got better than before, Like a year ago, I would be really nervous just thinking about this. Even right now, nervous. Almost being on a bet with the universe. I know that I'm guided. I should be guided every moment of my life, especially if I intend to be. Especially if I'm aware of this reality that's watching over us, that's helping us. The beings that exist, that I can only believe in, never seen, never heard of them. I've only been intellectually convinced that they do exist. But sometimes, because when I get frustrated. But, I'm just so deep into this that I can no longer say that they don't exist. I can no longer say that, some things, once you know it, you cannot unknow it anymore. If you're saying things, you cannot unsee it. I can't say that everything I've learned is bullshit anymore. I've grown past that. And most importantly, intellectually convinced. To the point that I've exhausted all the content on YouTube. There's no video about spirituality on the YouTube that would tell me something new. That I would be drawn to, because spirituality is big, and I would only learn to things that I'm really drawn to, like that resonate with me. And I've exhausted that, and I've really had enough coming from others. I don't need to learn anymore from others. Verbal teachings, materials. I just need to learn to follow my heart more and more. Especially when I'm really when I really feel alone, But sometimes you can just feel so lost, sometimes just lost. And when you're in my situation, or you absolutely just don't know what to do next. And when you have 0 people in your life, you have no reference point. You're just floating in the middle of the ocean, on a comfortable boat, maybe, alone. The weather is fine, everything's fine, but you just don't know what's coming next. You just don't know if you'll end up drowned, or maybe something surprising will show up. You don't know. I guess all I can do is just really to pray every day when I remember it. To follow my heart. To focus there. Than my thoughts, than my fears, than other people's fears, than my fears. It's great. It's like my life just been emptied totally and completely. All the plans, anything physical in my life completely emptied. Relationships, plans. Which is great. Now I can just really be open to anything. There will be nothing dragging me from anything that should show up. It's just kind of hard to be present. Now you're just looking at what's gonna show up, Or what if nothing shows up, It's kind of hard to be present. Maybe I don't need to be present. Like all the time. Only when I'm in fear. Oh God. Wish me good luck or just grace. I'm grateful for being me in my life where I just can have maximum freedom. Coming from a family that's totally not supportive. So I guess I've been really, I wouldn't say that lucky because I know that we all plan our lives. It's a good plan. It's great. What I don't understand is just so many things I don't understand. One of the biggest things, why do I have to be lonely for so long? A whole decade of my life has been lonely, alone. But I'm still young. Even though I don't even know how long my life's gonna be, and I could just really die. Who knows? This year or next year or whatever, who knows? You never know. Well, actually, you wouldn't know if you're intuitive or if you're supposed to know. People know when they die. Some people know before they're gonna die. If you're really intuitive, you can feel it. One way or another. I think if I were to die, I would maybe be able to feel. Maybe not. I don't know, really. It's really up to you here. Even though you do plan your death. But now you've forgotten it, right? You've forgotten the plan. Like, I forgot everything. I don't remember anything before birth or any past life shit or anything. Which isn't great. Maybe it would be too hard or mind boggling. I don't know. Because I do have this really genuine feeling that my origin, or I don't want to say origin, my past would be really not earthbound. I feel like it's my first time visiting the earth. And I do not relate to the aliens in our culture, in the earth culture at all, like the UFO stuff and the pictures of alien, like imagined aliens or alien fixed sci-fi movies. I'm not drawn to these at all. Not at all. I'm not even drawn to the space, the universe, space, or the planets, the stars. I'm not drawn at all. I'm more drawn to the sun. I mean the sun, the sunny days, nature, and animals. And love and poetry. And just connections with people. Which I've never had. It's really funny. Really falling in love with insects recently. Even talking about them now makes me feel excited. Before this recent 6 months, I never had any thoughts about insects. Like, I've been afraid of them all my life. Only recently I've just started to really like them because they're so particular, especially art crafts that are made about insects. I mean, they're not creepy. I mean, actually, they aren't creepy. It's just that they're so small that we don't get to see them clearly. Like a cockroach, for example, all you can see is a big body and legs and two antennae. But you don't know that it has a little face and eyes and a little mouth. And as well, I don't know either. I can just imagine it. And how they move, you don't know because they're so fast. You can't see. All you can see is just a dot, a black dot, a brown dot, a big dot that moves really fast. So it creeps you out. A thing that you don't know anything about. But I really love the insects. Oh, and today I saw one. I posted that video. The last video was about the insect that I saw. I mean, now that I like the insects more than anything else, I just started to like the insects as much as I like everything else, like all the other animals. I like them all. Like, I find all animals cute, not just the furry, fluffy ones. Also, anything with a face, I find it cute. Anything with a face. That's pretty much anything, really. Things that you think are faceless, they don't have a face. Like worms, they have little tiniest eyes. Maybe they do, you know. I think they do, like, they got antennae. The other day I saw not a worm, but a worm with thorns all over its body. It's a black. It looked like a little puppy to me. Even though I didn't dare to touch it, because I don't know if it would be like, if it was fluff or thorn poisonous or not. Look, really. I mean, they're no different than any other creatures in the world. They're no different than cats and dogs, just innocently trying to look for their well-being, try to get shelter and food, and if they're thirsty, they drink some water, and they're so small. They're so much smaller than us. And they're just so beautiful and interesting. The insects, there's so many different kinds of them. Not that I wouldn't kill them anymore, I would still kill them. When I see an ant on my bed, I kill it. Or mosquito, when I have to kill it, I kill it, even though I try not to kill. Now that I know that there's no death, then it's much easier to kill, without feeling much sadness. If you really look at them for what they are, not what you think them to be, not what you fear them to be, which doesn't even exist. Look at the movies, the insects in the movies and games. They're portrayed in a way that's totally opposite of what they are in real life. They're timid, they're vulnerable, they're so fragile. They're so easy to die, and they're so afraid of us. They can't see clearly. They can't see you. That's why you think they're bold. If they could see you, they would not get into your house. They cannot see you because you're so big. You're too big to perceive. They're mostly short-sighted, or they can only see colors, like a mosaic. You're so big that it's beyond their comprehension. That's why they dare to get near you. Otherwise, you're like a moving mountain to them. Oh, I love them. That little bug that I saw today was so cute. I think if someone genuinely hates some animals, I would never be able to get along with them. Some people, for example, they hate hamsters. They just aren't passionate. I'm not that kind of passionate about animals. I wouldn't join a animal protection organization. I'm not that passionate. I just wish them to be fine. Okay, I just pray for them, or even I don't, because I know there's universe has its own arrangement, orchestration. I just adore them. They get me excited. I see it seeing videos of animals. And I think it's just a basic level of passion for animals. It's really basic. Maybe a little bit above average, because I like every animal, and most people just only like some and others. And most people would believe in the idea of pests, which I do not at all. Even if I am really scared of cockroaches, but I'm really against this idea of calling them pests and objects, as if they are not living beings. They're just as innocent as cats and dogs. I cannot accept this idea of pests. It's such self-centered way of looking at the world, the nature that you're just a part of. There are no pests. They're just all part of the equilibrium, however you pronounce the word. It's so arrogant and just ignorant and stupid to call some animals pests. I cannot accept that. But I don't have to worry about it, because I don't think that kind of person would be drawn to me. Or I think they would change their mind immediately if they could just hear me talking about animals for a little while, because it's just some really instilled, conditioned, wrong ways, selfish ways of looking at the world. I mean, selfish in terms of humankind, this human-centered way of looking at the world. It's just so disgusting, very primitive, very animal. Like, humans are supposed to... I shouldn't say that. Nothing is supposed to be. Everything is just supposed to be exactly what it is. You know, you should never look at animals and think they're just objects or tests. Just things, you know. No. Look at them with love. I love them. Adoration. Oh, I love them so much. All the animals. Oh, I love them so much. They're all the same. They're just the same kind of being in different bodies. Like a bug is like a little soul that could be in a dog. You know, they're all the same. They look at you and you feed them. They're happy. You care for them. They bond with you. I mean, not in that way, but they just are, you know. They just know to be what they are, you know. A dog just only knows how to be a dog, and a little bug just knows how to be a bug, you know. There's no evil attached to them in them. It's evil only comes from the interpreter. It only comes from if you have evil in your mind and you look at some animals, you think they're evil. It's not that they're evil. You are the one that's evil. You're projecting that out onto other creatures who are just really unconditionally innocent. Because they don't know what they're doing. They're just doing what they know to do, you know. That's how innocent they are. They don't have like this self-awareness. And that's just how nature created everything, not the human beings. And you should respect that. You should... Rejecting any part of nature is like being a total... stupid, foolish, snobbish, fool. Just torturing yourself with their stupidity. Oh, I love them so much. When I think about them, I feel this little feeling in the center of my being. That's how it feels. I just feeling like snugging them, squeezing them, anything. And I know that phobia is only a human thing, so when I leave my body, I wouldn't be scared anymore about insects. Be able to hug them, kiss them. Oh, they're just so cute. You know what I like more about the insects is they look so so like kind of confused because they're so vulnerable. You know, they don't know anything. They're so silly. You know, not like bigger animals like cats and dogs know what they're doing. They can take care of themselves. Well, with the insects, you can just step on them accidentally. Every day you kill so many accidentally. They're just like little kids, you know. They look kind of lost, kind of silly, They don't know much. They just, like little cartoon people walking around. Tiny, mini cartoon people. My favorite animal would be rats for now. Maybe not my favorite. I wouldn't say a favorite. I just really like them. Especially because so many people don't like them. I like the things that are misunderstood because I feel sorry for them. And that just makes me love them more. The rats. Oh, I love them so much. Mice, rats. I mean, they're so cute for one thing. You just look at them. Oh, they don't have red eyes. They have black, shiny eyes. And they're so fluffy. I like them big ones. Big ones and small ones are both good. I wish there were like a really big type of rat. But the biggest ones are just as big as your hand. That's it. No, smaller than your hand. Or just, they're slim. They can be long but slim. I mean, there's nothing wrong about them. Nothing scary about them. At least there's nothing scary about them. Absolutely nothing scary about them. There's so many here. One broke into my living room, and I thought somebody broke in. I was really scared to death that night. In my bedroom, I heard like big, loud noises outside. I was like, Jesus Christ. I thought I was gonna die. I didn't think I was gonna die. I was just really, really scared. And then I found out it was just a tiny little mouse, but I didn't get to see it. This tiny little mouse. It just was really smart. It didn't get, it just so fast and smart, just, I think, went back into the hole that it came in from. Oh, a tiny little mouse. I hope it's still fine. Out there somewhere still living. Tiny little mouse. And they're so smart. There are some mice. Extremely smart they are. Look at how small they are, Normally you'd say only bigger animals smarter. That's what's impressive about them. But I don't like animals because they're smart. I especially like animals that are silly, because that makes you really want to care for them more, because they're silly. What even talking about it makes me want to cry, But thankfully, nature created everything to be really sneaky as they are. Like the snails, for example, even though they're really slow and their shell really doesn't do much for us. You step on it, they still crash. But I guess there are many of them, so it's so fine. That's their strategy, is to reproduce a lot. They're so slow and they don't know anything. They're so lost. They're not really lost. It's just a way, I don't know how to describe that thing that I see in them. Just kind of lost. I don't know. I don't really know a better word. You look at them and you just feel they're like really silly. Cockroach, cockroach. I made this song. Cockroach, cockroach, flying high, staying low. Cockroach, cockroach. I don't remember the words. Da da da, da da da. I asked ChatGPT. It told me cockroaches have big eyes. But not like bulky like flies, but just big eyes on their tiny, tiny little head. I never seen one. They have a very tiny head. That's why you never get to see their face. That's why you really creep out about them like I am. I do. And they're really fast, but they're really silly, you know. You gotta know them. They really don't know how to fly. Even if they have wings, they do fly. They fly in a really chunky and noisy way. It's just the last thing they would do, I guess. They will only do it when they're really scared. You know, the other day I saw there's a cockroach. No, the other day. The other week. The other month. You know, they just, they're really silly. When they see you, the first thing they do is they freeze. Hoping that you've not seen them. But then, once they know that it's not working, they start to like panic and run like really fast. That's what happened that night. Well, I was really scared, but just thinking about it, just so fun. This little cockroach right outside my bedroom. I opened the door and I saw this black thing in a trash can. And the trash, what's the word for that? The thing that comes with the broom. And I remember there shouldn't be anything inside it, but I saw this black thing in there, and I'm short-sighted, I couldn't see it. So I wanted to see if there was a bug. It was just staying still there. It could be just trash, but I wasn't sure, and I needed to make sure because I would need to call somebody that worked here to help me. And then they were just staying still. And then I just made some noises to see if it would move, and it moved. It panicked, really. I could see it panic. It was running in circles trying to find a way out, like trying to hide. And I screamed and I closed the door. One day I will not be afraid of them at all, completely. I know some people, they can even hold them in their hands. I've seen. One day I'll be able to do that. Just hold one in my hand. I'm going to feed it a little something. And looking at it, big eyes. Looking at each other into the eyes. You know, the day I was the least scared of a cockroach when seeing one was the day I saw it crystal clear. That was the first time I saw it in this apartment. Also the first day I moved in. It wasn't supposed to be any, I thought. But I opened the bedroom, the toilet door. And there was one, a big one. Really big. Maybe average, just a little bit bigger than average. It was there, like, sniffing with its antenna moving around up and down. The moment I saw it, there was a few milliseconds of complete stillness between us. It was looking at me, I think. I was looking at it. Before I screamed. I screamed and immediately I called the landlord to help me. But as I was waiting outside, thinking about it, I wasn't scared at all. I saw it crystal clear. Well, it was still like far enough for me to not be able to see its little face, I guess. Or I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at it as a whole, and looked so majestic. It was so clean, and it was reflecting light because I just turned on the toilet. And the funny thing is, as I screamed and fled, it did the same. If it could scream, I guess it would just scream as well. The moment I screamed, it ran away. It turned around and ran immediately. And it looked so handsome. It had this specific shade of brown. It was so clean. It was so crystal clean. It was silky. I don't know. It was smooth, and it would look so healthy. And I wasn't scared at all when I was waiting outside for someone to come and help me. But I wouldn't be able to go back and see it again, I guess. But recalling its look, it was just a majestic animal standing in front of me. It was a super healthy one. I guess it would be really handsome if it was a male to a female cockroach. It would look really handsome. And its color was not dark, just brown, reddish brown. Oh. And they're so silly, they don't know how to hide. Not like, the little mouse that broke into my room. It knew how to hide. Like, you just couldn't find it at all, even if you could see it where it was, and the next second it's gone, totally gone. But like a cockroach, you could always catch them because they are so fast, but they don't know how to protect them. They don't know the right places. They're not really thinking. They're just really silly. Really nothing to be scared about them. And they have big eyes, remember? I love cockroaches. Love can beat the fear. If you're scared of something, just keep saying that you love it. Love them. Even if you don't really believe what you're saying, but it really works. Even just thinking about it in your head. Please don't look at them as if they're pests. That's a very ignorant way of looking at anything from nature. Everything exists for a reason, even mosquitoes. You just don't know the reason. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. If a thing doesn't have a reason to exist, it wouldn't be. It will be a good reason, not just any reason, but a good reason. And they're all so innocent. They're just doing what they know to do. They're born as that, you know. Maybe, you know, a cockroach was born as a cockroach in this lifetime. Next lifetime, it would become a bat or a mouse or a butterfly. Who knows? Probably butterfly. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works. They don't know that they look scary to you. They're just being little bugs. They're innocently doing the things they know to do to be alive. Each individual is innocent. They're not doing things and to harm anyone. They're only doing everything they do just to be alive, just to be, you know. And I love them bats. There's so many here. But I never get to see them like up close. They're just flying, you know, they fly. If you don't pay attention, you wouldn't even know they were bats. And they would make that kind of sound. I think it's a bat sound. I heard it this evening. It was like something like this. Something like that. Don't know what they eat. Probably fruits, because there are fruits here. Many. And I saw so many bats one day flying in the sky. I had to think about it before I finally could be sure they were bats, because the way they flew, and especially you could see the shape of their wings. That's when you can be sure. For a long time I thought they were just bugs or birds, until I finally one day it came to me that they were bats. Jesus Christ, it was the first time in my life that I had ever seen bats in real life. I was so excited. Oh man, if I could see them like really hanging somewhere. You know, I've heard of bats come breaking into somebody's house, people's apartments. Well, I wouldn't know what to do with them if they got into my place. And I live really high. I don't think they come up here. I think they don't really fly very well. They're like flying little puppies, you know. What's cool about them? They're the only mammal that can fly. No other mammal can ever fly other than the bats. Yes, they're mammals. They don't lay eggs. They feed with their breasts, their babies. Like flying little puppies, you know. They don't even look like mice or rats. They look more like puppies. If you look at them, they have little ears and big shiny eyes, and I mean, literally a puppy face. Oh, so cute. And to be fair, they look so poor to me. They're little poor little things, because they don't have like fingers, because they have just wings, and they don't really know how to move with their limbs, because they can only slide in air with the wings, so they can't really walk. They can only climb, and their wings are so thin. But I love them. They're so cool. You know, we have learned so many things from them. Our technology come from them. and they are portrayed in the films as something creepy and horrible. Huh? There's nothing evil in nature. Evil is only man-made concept, and human beings project that out into things in nature that are not evil. Only the mind gets evil, not the things out there that exist. They're just very innocent, doing exactly what they are supposed to do and know to do, just to be. They don't know that they're creepy. They don't know that we think they're evil, so they forgive us unconditionally. And they're just really tiny and scared, fragile, vulnerable little things that we need to take care of. We need to care about. One day nobody will have any more phobia of anything in the nature. Very soon that day is coming. It's bound to come. Cockroach, cockroach, fly high, climbing high, staying low. Cockroach, cockroach. Brownish color. Misunderstood. Cockroach, cockroach. All I want is to hold you. Cockroach, cockroach. Everyone will love you. Little anymore. No. cockroach, silly head. Tiny, tiny toad. Cockroach, cockroach. Really beautiful, really beautiful as you. Guess I'm done talking tonight. My phone is burning. Need to sleep in I don't know in how long. I pray for following my heart, living from my heart more and more, and trust the unfolding. And the same for everyone that ever comes across this video. And I pray for living a fearless life. Losing all of my fear. All of it. And I think it's coming true. See you later, crocodile. Bye-bye.